సమయ్ గారు గుడ్ ఆఫ్టర్నూన్ అండి. Good afternoon, Arun. Good afternoon, Harshini. Yeah, continuation to the previous lesson. The title is Introduction, Locus and Change of Axis. Today, we will see locus. Locus is the set of points that satisfy the continuation to the previous lesson. The title is Introduction, Locus and Change of Axis. Today, we will see locus. Locus is the set of points that satisfy a given condition or a well-defined property. I repeat the definition. Locus is the set of points that satisfy a given condition or a well-defined property. So generally, locus is considered to be a small topic by the students. But what I say, it is the heart of coordinate geometry. It is the heart of coordinate geometry. How? See, in the beginning session, I said the coordinate geometry is the combination of plane geometry and algebra. Plane geometry and algebra. So how the plane geometry is converted as coordinate geometry with the use of algebra, that's what the locus is. That's what the locus is. So we can say locus, it is the set of points that satisfy a given condition or a well-defined property. Or we can simply say like this, it is a path traced. It is the path traced by a set of points. It is a path traced by a set of points that satisfy traced by the set of points, same continuation, that satisfy a given condition or a well-defined property. So to elaborate this, let me take an example, which is a very well known property to you, is the definition of a circle. What is the definition of a circle? Everyone says and everyone knows this. Everyone says and everyone knows this. Okay, so the definition of circle is, I'm not writing that because everyone knows this. The set of points that are equidistant from a fixed point forms a circle. That is, the path traced by the set of points that are equidistant from a fixed point always forms a circle. Always forms a circle. So, that is the verbal form, understand that. This is the verbal form, or rather you have to understand that it is the definition given in plane geometry. Definition given in plane geometry. This is what you have to understand. What I said in the beginning, it is a combination of plane geometry and algebra. So the verbal form of the circle is the set of points that are equidistant from a fixed point always forms a circle. Now, taking this verbal form, what the mathematician did, he introduced algebra and then he made an equation to recognize a circle. What does it mean? This is, I said, this is the verbal form, this is the definition. Now, next is equation of locus. This is important. Equation of locus space. How to find out the equation of the locus, please? See, in the beginning of introduction, we have taken a general point on the plane x comma y. What does it mean by x comma y? X comma y represents every point and any point on the geometrical plane. Very, very important, please. X comma y represents every point and any point on the geometrical plane where x belongs to R and y also belongs to R on the real plane. Very important case. So what the mathematician did, whatever the geometrical figure is there, I have taken the circle as an example, whatever the geometrical figure is there, the geometrical figure is made up of points only. This is the point. Of course, the most general point, and of course, the arbitrary point, and it is also said to be what I say. Generally, in the books, it is not mentioned like that. What I say, xy represents every point and any point on the geometrical figure. So, what does it mean by equation of locus? whatever the verbal form of the geometrical figure is there, it will be converted to algebraic form by applying the given condition or a well-defined property. By applying the given condition or a well-defined property. So by applying those conditions, the equation to the locus, you will get it as function of f of x comma function of x comma y is equal to 0. Function of x comma y is equal to 0. So, first of all, definition of locus. What is the definition of locus? It is better. Let us understand this as the path traced. Let us understand this as the path traced, because we are dealing with the geometrical figures. Let us understand the definition of locus like this. It is the path traced by the set of points that satisfy a given condition or a well-defined property. Given condition or a well-defined property. Okay. Now, after knowing the verbal form of the definition, we are converting it to the equation, algebraic equation. We are converting it to the algebraic equation by taking a general point p x comma y on the locus, on the geometrical figure. This px comma y is taken and this definition is applied, or well-defined property is applied, and thereby you will get a final equation which is the function of x comma y, which is known to be the equation to the locus. Now, let us understand for the circle now. Okay, so now, what is the definition of a circle? Everyone knows it is the set of points that are equidistant from a fixed point. That's what we have seen. So let me fix a point here. Let me name it as some a comma b. Then you may be thinking like that, or you must think like that, sir. Why are you taking it as a comma b? Why not you take it as xy? Generally, in algebra, xy are used for the variables. Xy are used for the variables, and in the definition we have got that from a fixed point. The point is fixed. That is why we use the fixed constants. Fixed constants are a comma b. Now, as for the definition, the locus of set of points. The locus of set of points, or the path traced by the set of points. In those set of points, I will take a particular point as x naught comma y naught. I will take a particular point as x naught comma y naught. Now, as per the definition, what is the distance between these two? CP. CP is given to be fixed here. CP is given to be fixed here, please. Let me say that fixed distance as some r. Now, what is that I did? That's the equal definition of circle, please. Definition of circle. It is a set of points. In the set, I have taken one particular point, x naught, y naught, that are equidistant from a fixed point. What is a fixed point here? A comma b. Fixed point are always at equal distances, or the set of points that are equidistant from a fixed point. Equidistant, I have taken to be r. Now, according to the definition, now we are converting that verbal form to algebraic form. So CP is equal to R here. CP is equal to R. Now, what does it mean? If you take whatever the point on the plane, all these points are equal distance from C. All these points are at equal distance from C, please. Let me show you that. Let me show you. This is one point, this is another point, this is another point, this is another point. How many such points will be there? Infinitely many will be there. Infinitely many will be there. All these points are at equal distance from the fixed point C. This is what the definition. In all these infinite points, I have taken a particular point as P x naught y naught. So, because this P x naught y naught is lying on the locus or is a member of the set of points, it must satisfy the definition. What is the definition? It is at a distance of r units from the center. This r is also taken by us. It is a fixed distance or equal distance. So Cp is equal to r, which implies that we are going to apply now the distance formula. Cp square is equal to r square. What is Cp square here, please? C is AB and P is x naught, y naught. So x naught minus a whole square plus y naught minus b whole square is equal to r square is the particular equation now. What does it mean by particular equation? This equation is limited only to this point x naught y naught, but I need such an equation which satisfies all these points that are equidistant from C. So I have many such points on the plane. Now we make use of the general point or arbitrary point or the point which satisfies the given equation. Rather, we can say it as it represents every point and any point on the geometrical figure. Every point and any point on the geometrical figure, and hence generalizing this equation on generalization. The equation becomes x minus a whole square plus y minus b whole square is equal to r square. Further, in the topics that are there in the coordinate geometry later, you will be getting this as the equation of the circle, please. So, what is that we did now? We have taken the definition and that definition is converted to algebraic form now as x minus a whole square plus y minus b whole square is equal to r square. Okay, now what the mathematician did later, this is expanded. X square plus y square minus 2ax minus 2by plus a square plus b square minus r square is equal to 0. Now he compared this equation with the second degree non-homogeneous equation, and he understood that. And mathematician confirmed that. Here in the circle equation, the characteristic number 1, coefficient of x square is equal to coefficient of y square. Very important property of the circle. Coefficient of x square is equal to coefficient of y square. Number 2, there is no xy term there, and hence coefficient of xy is equal to 0. So, the definition, the verbal form of the equation of the circle, the verbal form of the circle is converted to algebraic form. This is nothing but the locus. So, you have to understand that the locus gives us the algebraic form of every geometrical figure. Very important. In fact, while solving the coordinate geometry problems, you will be coming across the problems like this. Find the equation of the straight line, find the equation of the circle, find the equation of the parabola, find the equation of the ellipse, find the equation of the hyperbola. Like that you will get the questions. But in fact, the question should be given like this: find the equation to the locus of straight line, find the equation to the locus of a circle, find the equation to the locus of a parabola, find the equation to the locus of an ellipse, find the equation to the locus of a hyperbola. Like that it should be given. But nowadays what they are doing, that locus is a common word everywhere that is lifted in the question. That locus word is lifted in the question, and you are simply given the question as find the equation of the straight line, find the equation of the circle, like that. Then because that word is removed, the students are under the impression that the locus problems are different and these problems are different. No, every problem of coordinate geometry is, if you find out an equation, finally it is nothing but the problem related to the locus only. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. So, like this, these verbal forms are converted to algebraic form like this, and the properties of the particular geometrical figures are studied thereby. And the properties of the particular geometrical figures are studied thereby like this. What is that? For a circle equation, always remember your coefficient of x square must be equal to coefficient of y square and coefficient of xy is equal to 0. So, one more very important thing is that this is said to be a second degree non-homogeneous equation. What is that? Second degree non-homogeneous equation. What is a second degree non-homogeneous equation? This is to be by-hearted. This is to be by-hearted or remembered whatever you do. Ax square plus 2hxy plus by square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equal to 0. See, why I am insisting to remember this equation. This equation, represents every geometrical figure in two-dimensional geometry, please. This equation represents every geometrical figure in two-dimensional geometry, but under certain conditions. This is also important. What is what I said? Ax square plus 2hxy plus by square plus 2gx plus 2fx plus c equal to 0 represents every geometrical figure in two-dimensional geometry, but under certain conditions. Then you must be interested what are those conditions to represent a particular geometrical figure. So that's what I'm giving you now. Number one, I'm taking up straight line now. Straight line. This is the line. This is to represent a straight line. What are the conditions? See, I'll write the table very clearly, so that you will also be comfortable. If you want to copy it, you can also copy it. What is that? See, geometrical figure first. Next is condition. Okay, now Number one, geometrical figure, first one, very well known condition, very well known geometrical figure to all is the straight line. Number one, the straight line. Straight line, I am showing it as a line. This is a straight line. It is to represent a line, you know, what is the condition here? Very simple. A is equal to, H is equal to, A is equal to, H is equal to, B is equal to 0. All must be 0. And at least one of G comma F not equal to 0. At least one of G comma F not equal to 0. What happens if all these three become 0? This entire part vanishes. This we call it as second degree homogeneous equation, where the power is 2, here also 1 plus 1, 2, here also power 2. So this part is said to be second degree homogeneous equation. And combining with this one, this is power is 1, here there is no variable, and then the power is 0. So 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2. That means the powers are unequal. That is why it is said to be non-homogeneous. Non-homogeneous. If the powers are equal to 2, 2, it is said to be homogeneous. First three terms are said to be homogeneous equation. So what happens if A is equal to H is equal to B is equal to 0, this part vanishes, and at least one of G comma F 0 means either X remains or Y remains, and this becomes a straight line. This becomes a straight line. Number 2, of course, for the board examinations, this pair of lines are there, but for JEE, pair of straight lines is not there. Whether it is main examination or advanced examination, pair of straight lines is not there. But generally, what happens now? They maybe even extend the questions to the pair of lines, because they can support themselves by saying that when one straight line is there, why not two straight lines? Because pair is meant for two. That is why questions may come on pair of lines, but anyway, particularly the formula related to pair of lines will not be there. What I am saying, in JEE Main or JEE Advanced, such questions will not be asked, because this topic, if you verify the syllabus of JEE Main or Advanced, you don't have pair of straight lines. Now, pair of straight lines means you will have two lines like this. What is that we are learning here? We are learning for what conditions the second degree non-homogeneous equation represents a straight line. These are the conditions. For what conditions the second degree non-homogeneous equation represents a pair of lines. For pair of lines, you have maximum number of conditions. For pair of lines, you have maximum number of conditions. What are they? Number 1, you must remember this. Number 1, there is a big equation to be remembered, or I'll give you the short form of remembering it also. That is, what is the condition first? We further will be using it as delta, please. Further, we'll be using it as delta. What is delta? Let me write that. Delta is equal to ABC plus 2FGH minus AF square minus BG square minus CH square is equal to 0. Further, we will be calling this as delta, please. You should not get confused what is delta. In case of this pair of lines, delta is equal to 0. Arun, you asked a question here, why should be AHB be 0? See Arun, further in straight line we will be learning, this is too early to discuss this. This is too early to discuss this because after locus and change of axis, the topic that is going to be started is straight line. You will be further understanding the equation of the straight line. We'll be learning there equation, standard form to the equation of the straight line as ax plus by plus c equal to 0. That means, where of course here also at least one of a and b must be non-zero. At least one of a and b must be non-zero. This is standard form of the general equation to the equation of a circle. To the equation of a circle. So based on this, that means equation of the straight line is denoted by a first degree linear equation in x and y. First degree linear equation in x and y, that is ax plus by plus c equals 0, and hence we made these three 0, and thereby only x, y and constant terms remains. Either x or y can remain, no problem at all. So this you will be understanding further. This is the equation of a circle. Now here also pair of lines also denoted by the second degree non-homogeneous equation only when delta ABC plus 2FGH minus F square minus BG square minus A square equal to 0. This you will have in the board examination. Every board examination you will have the theorem for this one, but I am not discussing the theorem here. Now, for the sake of easy remembrance, it is easy to remember this in the determinant form. It is easy to remember this in the determinant form. What is that? What is that? Determinant form. Just see. It is an interesting determinant. It is an interesting determinant like this. Like this, please. Instead of remembering that big equation there, it is easy to remember this determinant. All A, hostel H, girls G. All hostel girls have boyfriends gone for cinema. While I was teaching in Bihar, I taught as usual this condition, but there the girls, there is a lot of repulsion from the girls because all the students, girl students sitting in the class are all staying in the hostel. That is why that is why the director also blamed me at that time. That is why I changed it again like this to remember easily. All hostel girls have boyfriends gone for cinema. If you remember it, just to remembrance sake, I am giving you this. Not no particular idea in that one. You should not take any idea from that one. But you can convert it like this: a handsome guy has beautiful fiancée gone for cinema. A handsome guy has beautiful fiancée gone for cinema, and this must be 0. So if you find out the determinant of this, you will get the same equation. Instead of by hearting this, you better remember this, and it is also an interesting determinant. I said, what is it? See, what is the first row? AHG. What is the first column? AHG. Are you with me? First row AHG. First column AHG. What is second row? HBF. What is second row? HBF. What is second column? HBF. What is third row? GFC. What is third row? GFC. What is third column? GFC. It is interesting determinant. So here you can understand that this is such a matrix. This is such a matrix where A is equal to A transpose. This is such a matrix where A is equal to A transpose. A is this matrix, its transpose is also same. Such a matrix is said to be further, you will be learning in matrices as symmetric matrix. Symmetric matrix is that matrix for which the matrix is equal to its determinant. So this is delta. Delta is very important in geometry. As far as the second degree non-homogeneous equation is concerned, you have to remember this. Now this is the first condition to represent a pair of lines. Number two, your h square must be greater than or equal to AB. Number three, your f square must be greater than or equal to BC. Number four, your g square is greater than or equal to AC. See, I said no. Among all the conditions for pair of lines, there are more number of conditions. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. Any one of the conditions fail, that will not represent a pair of lines, but that represents another geometrical figure. So, a pair of lines to represent a second degree non-homogeneous equation represent a pair of lines, and these are the four conditions to be satisfied. Number one, delta equal to 0. Number two, h square greater than equal to AB. Number three, f square greater than equal to BC. Number four, g square greater than equal to AC. All these four conditions must be satisfied. So by now I hope everyone you remember delta, because in all the further geometrical figures we are going to use this delta. What is delta? A handsome guy has beautiful fiancée, gone for cinema, and A is equal to A transpose here, AHG, HBF, GFC. This is what you have to remember. Now, next is number 3, please. Number 3. This is to represent a parabola. No, number 3 is circle, please. Number 3, circle. For a circle, just now we have seen. Just remember what are the conditions for circle. Remind please. For a circle, what are the conditions I wrote? Number 1, coefficient of x square is equal to coefficient of y square. Number 1, coefficient of x square is equal to coefficient of y square. That is, what is the equation we have? Ax square plus 2hxy plus by square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c is equal to 0, and hence a must be equal to b. First condition. Number 1 condition, a is equal to b. Number 2 condition, h is equal to 0. By applying these conditions to the second degree non-homogeneous equation, we can take a is equal to b, for the sake of convenience, we can take a is equal to b is equal to 1. Thereby, the second degree non-homogeneous equation becomes x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equal to 0, which is known to be the standard equation to the equation of a circle. Standard form to the equation of a circle. Standard form to the equation of a circle is x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equal to 0. Of course, further in circles, you will get an extra condition that it is to be a real circle. Your g square plus f square minus c is greater than or equal to 0. We will be learning that further. But till then, You have to remember that. The second degree non-homogeneous equation to represent a circle, A is equal to B and H is equal to 0. By applying those conditions, you will get the equation of the circle like this. And very importantly, I've forgotten in fact. Third one, your delta must be non-zero. Then only this apply. So delta is 0 only for the pair of lines, please. Delta is 0 only for the pair of lines. Number 4, parabola. Number 4, parabola. For a parabola, number 1, I must write this in the beginning only, please. Delta not equal to 0. What is the delta not equal to 0? A handsome guy has beautiful fiancée, gone for cinema, determinant. Number 2, your h square is equal to AB, please. For a parabola, h square equal to AB. See, how h square equal to AB, you will, if you see any equation, then you can say which geometrical figure it represents. That is the greatness of locus. That is the concept of locus, in fact. We will take examples, no problem. We will take examples. H square equal to AB, delta not equal to 0. Number 5, ellipse. Number 5, ellipse, please. For ellipse, you have number 1, obviously your delta not equal to 0. Number 2, unique condition for ellipse, please. Whenever in any equation, if you are getting h square less than AB, if you are getting h square less than AB, you can confirmedly say that it represents an ellipse. There is no clash with any other conditions of geometrical figures. So h square is less than AB is unique for an ellipse. Okay. Number 6, hyperbola. Anyway, we will be discussing all this again when we go to these topics. Further, hyperbola. For a hyperbola, obviously, number 1, delta not equal to 0 for a hyperbola also. Number 2, your h square is greater than AB, which clashes with the pair of lines. That's why I said it is a unique condition. That's why I said it is a unique condition for ellipse, h square less than AB. But hyperbola, h square greater than AB. H square greater than AB is there for pair of straight lines also. But what makes the difference? There delta 0, here delta not equal to 0. This is what you have to understand. Now further you have rectangular hyperbola and all this. Rectangular hyperbola and all this. But these are the main geometrical figures you have to understand. So what I mean to say here, whatever the geometrical figure is there, what the mathematician did for the convenience to convert the verbal forms of geometrical figures. See, in the plane geometry, what is that we used to do? If you want to draw a straight line, we use a scale. If you want to draw a circle, we use the compass. And whatever the geometrical figure is to be constructed in plane geometry, we must have the geometry box consisting of tools. Without tools, you cannot draw any geometrical figure. But in the coordinate geometry, it is not like that. Every geometrical figure is given an algebraic shape. Every geometrical figure is given in algebraic shape. This is the algebraic shape of. This is the algebraic shape of the circle, please. Further, whenever you see such an equation, for example, if I write an equation like, x square plus y square minus 2x minus 2y plus 2 equal to 0. Before learning coordinate geometry, we see this as an equation. But after learning coordinate geometry, immediately when we see this equation, we say that it represents a circle. It represents a circle. How? Because in this case, coefficient of x square is equal to coefficient of y square. No coefficient of xy. That means coefficient of xy is 0. No xy term is present. So, conformally, by looking at this equation, we say that it represents a circle. That is what the importance of locus. So, what the mathematician did? He converted every geometrical figure to the algebraic form. Parabola also further you will be getting y square equal to 4ax. One of the forms I am representing. When you come across this equation now, immediately you will say that y square equal to 4x represents a parabola. And further, after parabola, you will have ellipse. In ellipse, you will have x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1. These are called simplified forms. Don't think that the equation of the parabola will be consisting of only 2 terms. The equation of the ellipse will be consisting of only 3 terms. Not like that. These are called simplified forms. I will be elaborating all this further in those topics. X square by a square minus y square by b square is equal to 1 is the equation of the hyperbola, please. Is the equation of the hyperbola. So what is that? You can understand with the use of locus. With the use of locus or with the equation to the locus, with the use of equation to the locus, every geometrical figure is converted to algebraic form. That is why coordinate geometry is nothing but plane geometry plus algebra. This is what you have to understand. Okay? Now, let us work out the problems now on this one. Let us work out the problems on the locus. Okay? See, let us see. I hope everyone understand this. Please respond. If it is yes, type S. If it is no, type no, please. So that I can move further. Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Good afternoon, Sudhakar. Welcome to the class. Now, let us work out the problems. Now I'm clearing it. Now Arun, you said yesterday the questions are not clear. Now I doubled the size of the paper here. Is it clear? Is it clear, Arun? Respond, Arun, because without understanding the question, without studying the question, which is given in the verbal form, it is difficult for us to solve the problem. We will now move on to the problem here. Two points A and B have coordinates 1, 0 and -1, 0 respectively, and Q is a point which satisfies the relation AQ minus BQ is equal to plus or minus 1, then the locus of Q is. Let me explain you first the meaning of it. There are 2 points here. One is 1, 0, other one is -1, 0. And there is a variable point here which is very important for us. There is a variable point here which is very important for us because its locus is to be found out by us. Its locus is to be found out by us. So what is that you have to understand? Q is a variable point here. Q is a variable point here. Now what is the condition given? This Q, if you take this point, if it is given as A, it is given as B. Q is such that AQ minus BQ is always equal to plus or minus 1. This is what AQ minus BQ is equal to plus or minus 1. This is it. Understand this? Understand. So, what is the definition I gave you? The set of points. What are the set of points here? The set of points here are nothing but Q. It is a particular point given, but the set of points according to the definition is Q only. The set of points that satisfy a given condition, this is a condition given, or a well-defined property is nothing but the locus, or the path traced by the set of points would satisfy a given condition or a well-defined property. So what is to be done? I'll discuss before doing this. Briefly I'll discuss and you try to solve it on your own while I am doing the problem. See here, this is A given, this is A, it is mentioned, it is A, this is B, this is Q. But Q is not mentioned, you know. Generally I suggest always to take Q as x0, y0. There are reasons for this. Many faculty and teachers, they ask the student to take it as xy. There's no problem in it, but sometimes students get confused when you take the point as xy. For example, you have taken the point as xy and you will have to find out the distance, perpendicular distance from a line 2x plus 3y minus 1 equal to 0. Where you get confusion, that's what I'm saying. Even if you take it as xy also, there is no problem, but you must not get confused here. Then students get confused. Further, you will be getting the perpendicular distance formula as modulus of ax1 plus b1 plus c by root over a square plus b square. In that case, in place of x, this x is to be substituted. Then student gets confused. Here also x, here also x, then they get confused. If you get it as x0, y0, no, there will be no confusion. Then you will be writing it as 2x0 plus 3y0 minus 1 by root over 2 square plus 3 square, and finally we will generalize this point as x comma y. So better take it as x0, y0, and it is not a mistake if you take it as xy also, or some people they take it as x1, y1, whatever they take, finally it is to be converted as xy. So we take the q as x0, y0. So always remember, in the locus, whatever the point is there on the locus, whatever the point is there on the locus is to be taken as x0, y0. Now this is Q, this is A, this is B. AQ, distance between A and Q minus distance between B and Q is equal to plus or minus 1. Apply the distance formula and simplify this to get the locus. This is what I gave you the idea. This is what I gave you the idea. Now you start doing it, and I will also be doing simultaneously along with you. I will also be doing simultaneously along with you. See ya. Now, what is A given? What is A given? 1, 0. What is B given? Minus 1, 0. What is Q taken? X naught, y naught. What is a condition given? In fact, it is a straight problem, please. AQ minus BQ is equal to plus or minus 1. This is the condition. Sometimes the condition will also be given in the verbal form. Then you have to convert it to algebraic form, please. Don't forget. This is a direct problem I said. This is a direct problem I said. So they are the conditions given. Now you have to simplify this to get the final equation. So what I'm doing, I'm just making little alteration to this as AQ is equal to BQ plus or minus 1. Now I am squaring it because the distance formula consists of square root. AQ square is equal to BQ square plus 1 plus or minus 2BQ. Okay, now let us apply the distance formula without root because square is there. So it is x naught minus 1 whole square plus y naught square is equal to x naught plus 1 whole square plus y naught square plus 1 plus or minus 2BQ. What I'm doing, I'm keeping BQ as it is because it consists of square root. It will become little messy if you write square root. That is the reason why I kept it like that. Further, we will be substituting after simplification. Now this gets cancelled on both sides. Now, if you bring this to other side, a minus b whole square minus of a plus b whole square. I hope everyone knows. Everyone knows this formula. That's the reason why I wrote this directly. Let me write the formula which is known to you. A plus b whole square plus a minus b whole square is equal to 4ab. Of course, you have a minus b whole square minus of a plus b whole square there, that is why you will get minus. That is, I wrote minus 4x naught. Okay. Minus 1 is equal to plus or minus 2BQ. Now square it again to eliminate plus or minus. Square it again. 16x0 square plus 1 plus 16x0 is equal to 4 into bq square, please. x0 plus 1 whole square plus y0. Okay. Now let me write direct step here. This is 4x0 square you have. Bring to other side. Bring it to other side. This becomes 12x0 square. And 16x0 here. This is 8x0. So you will have minus 8x0 this side plus 8x0. And this is plus 4. And this is minus 4y square. I think this is not 16, this is 8 only. Yes, that's wrong we wrote. This is wrong. This is wrong. I corrected it. It is 8x0. That means this 8x0 gets cancelled on the other side. You don't have this. So what is that now? 4x0 square simplified. This is plus 4 minus 1 and it is 4y0 square brought this side. 4y0 square brought this side. And it becomes minus 4y0 square is equal to 3. Therefore, the locus is x square minus 4y square is equal to 3, please. Which is the final equation to the locus? Which is the final equation to the locus, please? Let us check the answer. X square minus 4y square equal to 3. So the answer is second option. This one. Okay. Check the solution. Anyone got it on your own, please? Respond yes or no. Anyone did it? You're just listening or keeping a book with you and working out, or simply just listening. If you are listening, you cannot do that. If you keep a book with you and if you work out, no, generally and seriously, you are. I can understand that you are seriously learning. Have you got it, or at least you solved at least a few steps? You wrote at least few steps in that one. Solved it. Okay. Now you must ask me what geometrical, you said that every equation represents a geometrical figure, sir. Then finally, what does this equation represent? You must ask me that question. This is an equation, sir, we have got. What does this equation represent? Yes, this equation represents a hyperbola, please. This equation represents a hyperbola. Further you will be deriving all this. Further, you will be deriving all this, and whatever the table I gave you for a second degree non-homogeneous equation to represent a particular geometrical figure, what are the conditions? Here, this is to represent a hyperbola. It must be, your delta must be non-zero, and your h square must be greater than AB. What is h here? There is no xy term here. That means your h is 0. There is no xy term there, and hence if you want to check h square and AB, I'll change the color. I'll change the color. Your h square here is equal to 0, please, because no xy term. And what is AB? What is AB? A is 12, B is minus 4. 12 into minus 4, minus 48. Please. Check which is greater. H square is greater. H square is greater than AB. And obviously delta is non-zero, and hence it represents a hyperbola, please. It represents a hyperbola. I'm taking more time to explain you this because if you learn locus perfectly, most of the geometry goes very easy for you. Most of the geometry goes very easy for you. So learn locus perfectly. Now here, a point moves such that, are you with me? A point moves such that the sum of its distances from two fixed points. What are the fixed points? AE comma 0 and minus AE comma 0 is always 2A. Then the equation of its locus is. So first of all, understanding the given problem is very, very important in locus. See, without understanding the meaning of the given problem, it is not at all possible to convert it to the algebraic form. To convert it to algebraic form, you must thoroughly understand the given problem. So most general problem nowadays the students facing are, nowadays the book reading has very much reduced. Everything is internet only. No one is reading the books. So whenever you stop reading the books, obviously your understanding level will also be decreased. If you read the books, you will understand the language and whatever the presentation is given properly and thoroughly. Because nowadays the reading habit has gone. The students are feeling difficult to understand the given problem when the mathematical problem is in the verbal form particularly. These verbal forms you will come across particularly in coordinate geometry and further in permutations and combinations and probability. The problems are all in the verbal form. So here, understand it thoroughly. A point P moves such that. That means this is the point on the locus, understand. This is the point on the locus. Which one? The moving point is on the locus. Now what are the fixed points? AE comma 0 and minus AE comma 0, and sum of the distances is what? 2A. Here the condition is given, here the condition is not given. You have to write the condition on your own by understanding whatever is given. So here itself, you understand. I am giving you the idea, now you have to proceed with. Let P be x0, y0. The moving point be x0, y0. That is the point on the locus. And this point be capital A, AE comma 0. This point be capital B, minus AE comma 0. And sum of the distances he gave. Sum of the distances he gave means PA, one distance. PB, another distance, is given to be what? 2A. Like this one. You have to simplify this. To get the final equation, the answer will be any one of this. This is what the idea I gave you. Just you do it, please. Anyway, I'll be doing simultaneously along with you. But if you do it on your own, you will have a lot of improvement. Now, let me proceed. Let me say Px naught y naught be the variable point or the point on the locus. Similarly, what are the fixed points given there? A, AE comma 0, B minus AE comma 0. What is the sum of the distances given? What is the sum of the distances given? Sum of the distances from P to A and B, that is PA plus PB, is given to be what? To A. Now you understand? This is the data given, please. This is the data given. Now, PA plus PB is equal to 2A. Now, PA is equal to 2A minus PB. Okay. Now square it to eliminate the root. PA square is equal to 4A square plus PB square minus 4A PB. Minus 4A PB. Okay. Now apply the distance formula, please. Apply the distance formula and simplify. Apply the distance formula and simplify. You try it, you can get it. You try it, you can get it, please. Now if you apply the formula, it is very much similar to the previous problem only. It is very much similar to the previous problem. X naught minus AE whole square plus Y naught square is equal to 4A square X naught plus AE whole square plus Y naught square minus 4A into PB. You keep it as it is, PB, because you'll get root there. This Y naught square gets cancelled on both sides. Again, the formula what I said in the beginning, that is in the previous problem, A minus B whole square minus of A plus B whole square, A minus B whole square minus of A plus B whole square is minus 4AB here. Bring it to other side, bring it to other side, it becomes minus 4AE minus 4AE X naught. Minus 4A square is equal to minus 4A into PB. Divide with minus 4A. You will get it as EX naught plus A is equal to B. Now square it please. Square it. Square it please. E square X naught square plus A square plus 4AE X naught is equal to PB square X naught plus AE whole square plus Y naught square. You can say this 4AE X naught, this side 4AE X naught gets cancelled. And finally, you will get it in this way. E square X naught square. You will have X naught square here. Bring this E square X naught square to other side. This will be X naught square into 1 minus E square plus Y naught square is equal to, here you have A square E square, here you have A square, bring this A square E square to other side, then you will get A square into 1 minus E square. Then if you rearrange it, that is, you bring this to denominator, and thereby you will get it as X square by A square, 1 minus E square gets cancelled, plus Y square divided by A square into 1 minus E square is equal to 1. This is the locus. And again you must ask me, sir, what does this equation represent? Which geometrical figure this equation represents? You must ask me that. Then I say this represents an ellipse. This represents an ellipse. how do we say that? I said h square is less than AB for the condition for the second degree non-homogeneous equation to represent an ellipse. H square is less than AB. There is no h here. H means coefficient of xy. There is no xy term here, which is 0. And this is A, this is B. The product of these two is positive. So positive quantity is always greater than 0. And our h square is always less than AB. And hence it represents an ellipse. And I'll do one thing. If I explain you the construction of ellipse, here Arun is asking, if we proceed as it is in the question, is it wrong, sir? In fact, I do not understand what you are saying, Arun. I do not understand what is the meaning of as it is in the question. As it is in the question means whatever is given in the question, we converted them to algebraic form like this. What does it mean by algebraic form? To convert it to algebraic form, we wrote it as PA plus PB is equal to 2A. PA plus PB is equal to 2A we wrote. I do not get you. What does it mean by as it is? Do you respond? That means you mean to say PA plus PB is equal to 2A. I converted it as PA is equal to 2A minus PB. Instead of writing like this, can we proceed like this directly? Yes, you can, but it will be lengthy, Arun. That's what I understood. You responded. PA plus PB is equal to 2A. If you write now, what happens? You will get one root for PA, one root for PA, other root for PB, and if you square it, again this will be squared, this will be squared, and 2PA into PB. Again you will get a big root, under that big root you will get PA into PB. That will be very lengthy, Arun. Of course you will get the answer finally. You will get the answer finally, but that will be lengthy. That's the reason why we brought one PB to other side, and because these two terms are getting cancelled and these two terms are taking the shape of a minus b whole square minus of a plus b whole square, we have got it to be simplified like this here itself. If you square it directly, it will be lengthy. You try it, you will understand. I think you understand my explanation there. Okay. So this is the ellipse, please. So let us understand the option here. The option is here. It is x square by a square into 1 minus e square plus y square by a square equal to 1. So option C, please. This is option C. Okay. Now the interesting point. What I'd like to tell you. The interesting point. What I'd like to tell you is that the construction of ellipse. Construction of ellipse, if you understand now, this definition will be very clear to you there. This derivation and the definition will be very clear to you. So I am going to the construction now. Construction of ellipse. See here. You will have whatever the explanation now I am going to give you. You will have this in the problems also. Let us assume two fixed pins. Pins, you know, this is one fixed pin. This is another fixed pin. Okay, these are fixed. Now, I have taken a variable pin, which can be moved. I have taken a variable pin like this. This pin can be varied. Now what I did, I have taken a thread. I have taken a thread please, thread. I moved the thread over these 3 pins like this. I'm not a good artist, that is why I have to adjust. This is a thread. No, let me change this thread here because this thread is obese. I'll change this thread. I'll make it 0 size, slim. Now, this is the thread. I moved the thread like this. Okay? Now what is that you have to understand? These are the 2 fixed points. This is S, this is S dash, this is a variable point, P. That is variable point means P on the locus. Okay, now you move the thread, no, not moving the thread, you move the pin in such a way that the thread will never be loosened or the thread is always kept tight. That means you have to move this pin, you have to move this pin to this place by keeping that thread always I repeat, you have to move that pin, variable pin, by keeping the thread always tight. That means I have moved the pin like this. Pin has come to this place. Pin is moved to this place. But the thread length, the thread is kept always tight. Don't forget that. That means this point has come to, this thread has come to this point. Again, move it. Again, move it. Again, move the pin in such a way that the thread is always kept tight. The thread is always kept tight. Move the pin like that. Move the pin in such a way that the thread will never be loosened. The thread is always kept tight. Like this. Like this. Now, this is the path traced by that pin. Pin means what I mean to say here. Pin is nothing but the point here. This is the point. This is the point. This is the point. Got by keeping the thread always tight. This is the point. This is the point. This is another point. This is another point. This is another point. This is another point. Like this. You collect all such points, please. Collect all such points. Then the path traced by these points. Then the path traced by these points is nothing but the ellipse. The path traced by these points is nothing but the ellipse, please. Let me show you that. This is the ellipse form. So what is that you understand algebraically, What is that to be understand algebraically, The distance from P to S plus distance from P to S dash always kept constant, keeping the thread tight means the distance is kept constant. In general, it is denoted by 2a. So PS plus PS dash is equal to constant 2a represents an ellipse, please. Represents an ellipse. This is the definition of ellipse, please. The sum of the distances. So you may be thinking, sir, always it is like that? Always it is like that? No. No. If 2a is greater than SS dash, then it is ellipse. If 2a is equal to SS dash, it is a line segment. Understand why it becomes a line segment? Array PS plus SP dash. PS plus S dash P is equal to SS dash. Is equal to SS dash means this P, no? This P here, this P comes and sits here. It moves on this line segment. It moves like this. Then only SP plus S dash P becomes 2a. That becomes a line segment. If it is less than SS dash, no locus. Then you will be surprised, why no locus? Why no locus means it is not visible to our eyes. Like coronavirus. Coronavirus is not visible to our eyes. If coronavirus is visible to our eyes, then we will run far away from that one. It is not visible to our eyes, and no locus means all those no locus cases belongs to the God, where God lies. We must say like that only. So, not always PS plus PS dash becomes ellipse, but if it is greater than SS dash, it becomes an ellipse. If it is equal to SS dash, it becomes a line segment. Line segment SS dash. If it is less than SS dash, then that becomes, if it is less than SS dash, that becomes no locus. There is no locus formed on it. So this is what the meaning of that. That much of in-depth meaning is there for that problem. Similarly, further you will get SP minus S dash P, or rather we call it as SP difference S dash P is equal to 2a. Here also the conditions you will get like this only. This becomes a hyperbola. This becomes a hyperbola. If it is less than SS dash, 2a is less than SS dash, then it is hyperbola greater than ss dash, no locus, is equal to ss dash, it also becomes a line segment. It also becomes a line segment. Like that, the properties, the locus plays a major role in the entire coordinate geometry. Okay, now let's move on to the next problem. This is what the answer is, we have seen. Okay, the locus of a point whose distance from the point minus g minus f is always a will be where k is equal to g square plus f square minus a square. That means there might be k used in the options. We might have used k in the options. Yeah, k is used here. Let us come to the options later, but it's a very simple problem for you to work out. Can you try that? The locus of a point means start by taking x naught y naught. P x naught y naught, and it is a minus g minus f, and it is a distance. So PA is given to be what? A. What is PA square? A square. Apply the distance formula, x naught plus g whole square plus y naught plus f whole square is equal to a square. Now simplify this, and I am converting here x naught y naught as xy, and thereby you will get x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy g square plus f square minus a square is given to be k. So plus k equal to 0. Anyone, do you tell me the option there? Hi Pratham, how are you doing? I hope you finished all the problems in the revision. The locus is useful to you. Just follow this, and if you have any doubts, you post me the doubts. And if you want me to take live class, I'm ready to take live class for you people, those who are appearing for JEE May next May ending, in the last week of May. You're all attending for the examination. I'm ready to take any live class for you, provided you post me the doubts. I'll discuss only those doubts. If you want any theory part also, I'll discuss. Okay, brother. Now this is the answer. Now anyone, you tell me the option, please. Anyone, you tell me the option, please. I'm showing the options there. Just see the options. X square plus y square plus 2x plus 2f plus k equal to 0. First option. A simple question only. But because it is the beginning, we are taking up this. A. Next, the coordinates of the points A and B are given. If a point P moves so that PA square minus PB square is equal to 2K square, where K is a constant, then the equation to the locus of the point P is. The equation to the locus of the point P is. It's very simple, because unlike the previous problems, you need not have to square it. PA square minus PB square means P is to be obviously taken as, you can take it as XY, no problem. There will be no clash. There will be no clash further. That is why you take it as xy and apply PA square formula, x minus a whole square plus y square. PB square formula, x plus a whole square plus y square. Subtract them and equate to 2k square and get the answer. I expect the answer from you. Very faster, every one of you. Please post the option. Make it fast. solving the question in the shorter time is very important for all the objective examinations. So developing mind calculation is very important. Do not write each and every step like you do in the board examinations. Try to write direct steps. Improve your mind calculation and try to skip at least 1 or 2 steps that you write in the board examination and write the step directly, second step or third step or fourth step if you are able to. Practice it like that. So PA square is nothing but x minus a whole square plus y square. PB square is nothing but x plus a whole square plus y square. Y square obviously gets cancelled. Y square obviously gets cancelled and you will get x minus a whole square minus of x plus a whole square. Again you got the case of a minus b whole square minus of a plus b whole square, which is nothing but minus 4ab. Minus 4ab means minus 4ax. We get minus 4ax. And a square, 1a square here, another a square here, 2a square is given to be what? 2k square. Y square plus y square getting cancelled. And you will get a square also getting cancelled. This will not also be done. So your answer must be 2ax plus k square equal to 0. Yes, Sudhakar answered it and Pratham also answered it. It is B. Option B, 2ax plus k square equal to 0. That's good. This is a very simple problem. You must train yourself to calculate it through mind. That is direct calculation. Without putting your pen on the paper, you must practice it like that. Next question. If the distance of any point P from the points A plus B, A minus B, B, A minus B, A plus B are equal, then the locus of it. This is also an interesting geometrical figure. Anyway, you just solve it. Solve it first. Take P as xy. No problem here. You can take it as xy. Take P as xy. And it is given that PA is equal to PB. Square it. PA square is equal to PB square to eliminate the root. P is xy, PA square is equal to PB square. PA square means x minus of A plus B whole square. X minus of A plus B whole square plus y minus of A minus B whole square is equal to x minus of A minus B whole square. Is it A, Pratham? Okay, that's good. Anyway, you must answer them very faster because you are ready to race now. You are ready to race now. You must answer it faster. That's good. This is to be simplified now. X square, y square on both sides it gets cancelled. And here you will get a plus b whole square, and here also you will get a plus b whole square getting cancelled. Here a minus b whole square, a minus b whole square getting cancelled. Only these two terms will be remaining. After cancellation, you will get minus also I am getting cancelled. I am cancelling of minus on both sides. Plus 2y into a minus b this is also minus we have cancelled now. So minus 2x into a minus b minus 2y into a plus is equal to 0. 2 gets cancelled throughout. Okay. 2 gets cancelled throughout. Pratham, you finished it. Let me give you the next problem. Just see the next problem. The locus of the point whose difference of distances from points 3, 0, minus 3, 0 is 4. Note down the data because you are fast in noting down the data. Points are given to be 3, 0, minus 3, 0 is 4. The difference of the distances. PA minus PB is 4. A is 3, 0, B is minus 3, 0. Distance difference is 4. Try it, Pratham, because you finished the previous problem. So now, if you check it out, you have AX here, you have minus AX here, becomes 2AX. You have plus BX here gets cancelled. It is plus AY here, minus AY here, becomes plus 2AY. And you have minus BY here getting cancelled. So answer is, final answer, AX plus BY equal to 0. Anyone? Anyone, you please respond, please, whether you understand this or not and whether you did it or not. This is the answer. Now, what I'd like to tell you, what I'd like to explain you, the importance of this locus. Further, you may be getting this as a part of a particular problem. Pratham, are you there? Should I show you the data for the next problem? Point A is 3, 0, point B is minus 3, 0, and the difference of the distances is 4. PA minus PB 4. Check the options and get back to me, please. Now, reminding all, I hope you understand this simplification. Yes or no, please respond. Yes or no? If you say yes or no, then I will go for the further explanation. Further explanation is important as far as locus is concerned. Further explanation. See, there are 2 points. Let me say point A there are 2 points here, point A and point B. and there is a point on the locus here which is point P given to be equidistant from A and B. Given to be equidistant from A and B. So this is the line segment AB. And the condition given is whatever the distance is there, whatever the distance is there from P to A is same as P to B. That means PA is equal to PB. You will find such a point on the same plane which is also at the same distance. This is also P, I'm saying. This is also P. You will find one more P here which is at the same distance, please. Same distance. You will find a P here also. Why? Because it's a midpoint. Our midpoint is also equidistant. Midpoint is also equidistant. Similarly, you will find one more point here like this, 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 that are equidistant. All these are P only, please. That's what the meaning of locus. It is a path traced. Samagar, you are saying rewrite 2AY as 2BY. Yeah? Yes, you are right, sir. You are right, sir. I wrote wrong. You are right. 2BY. Minus BY and minus plus AY. This is plus, this is plus. All will become plus only. Yes. Plus AY, minus AY getting cancelled, minus BY, it is minus 2BY. Minus 2BY, no? You're right. Minus AY plus AY getting cancelled. That's right. So the final answer is minus AX minus. Right. Now, what is that I'd like to tell you here? How many such P's are there? Infinitely many such P's are there. Infinitely many such P's are there. All these P's are lying on the locus, please. All these P's are lying on the locus. The set of points or the path traced. We said in the definition, the path traced. This is the path traced, please. This is the path traced. This path traced is nothing but this. Path traced is nothing but this. It is nothing but the perpendicular bisector. The definition of perpendicular bisector, please. The definition of perpendicular bisector. What is the definition of perpendicular bisector? It is a line which divides the line segments. Well, it is a line which is perpendicular to the line segment and passing through its midpoint. The perpendicular bisector is the line perpendicular to AB and passing through its midpoint. And in other words, every point on the perpendicular bisector is equidistant from A and B. Equidistant from A and B. This is what you have to understand. So the locus formed is a straight line, Arun. You asked in the beginning, why AHB is 0? Why AHB is 0 means the line standard form is AX plus BY plus C equals 0. Of course, here C becomes 0 because according to this problem, constant gets cancelled. So, in this case, Samagaru is saying it is perpendicular bisector. Yes, correct. So, you have to understand locus like this. That is why I am discussing locus with more details. The reason is you will be more comfortable if you work out locus problems carefully. If you understand locus problems in a better way, then all the remaining problems further will be very easy for you. Will be very easy for you. So, perpendicular bisector definition. Perpendicular bisector is the line which is perpendicular to the line segment and passing through its midpoint, or every point on the perpendicular bisector is equidistant from the extremities of the line segment. Is equidistant from the extremities of the line segment. This is what the locus is. Now we have more and more problems here on the locus, and simply I don't say the locus is completed because if all the problems in the locus are worked out thoroughly, I say the entire coordinate geometry becomes easy for you. So we'll be working out these problems in the next session, and after that we will finish that change of axis. Then we will enter into the change of axis. So I hope today's locus class is comfortable to you. As far as I know, I explained it in a detailed manner. So understand the importance of locus and work out the problems that are related to locus more on your own. Understand the given problem first and write the related equation and simplify that. Finally, get the equation to the locus. So, further, whatever the locus problems you solve, try to, number one point, you have to understand it clearly. What is the data given and what is the variable point and what is the given condition or definition, whatever it is, you write them and simplify them to get finally the equation to the locus. And we will work out some more problems in the next session, same time tomorrow. And I created a WhatsApp doubt clarification group. In that number, you can see the number there on the screen. It is 8699924999. 8699924999. We have already a group in the name of Polymath where try your math it out. I created another group for the online students, and you can register your name to join that group, and whatever the doubts you have, you can post your doubts in that group. Just make a note of that number, 8699924999. I'll see you in the next session. Namaste.